Welcome to Hope Medicines podcast. Man, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what episode this is. Let me figure out right quick. Let me figure out right quick what episode this is. But I'm just all right, this episode 37. Episode 37 of the Hope Medicines podcast. I've been potting for a good minute now. Um Shout out those who keep me consistent. Cause Lord knows I need to stay consistent with it. So shout out to those who listen to the podcast. And um when I'm slacking, let me know that they need that podcast. That helped me out. That put me in check. So here's a new pod for y'all titled New Wine. The title's New Wine. Because this episode is about the album that I'm dropping. By the time this episode comes out, it'll be the day of the release, right? So I'm gonna be talking about New Wine, how that project came together, and share some insights. Um, Hopefully encourage some people, um, and just share with y'all the process, how it went, and everything like that. So this gonna be a good pod. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. And I wish like that I would have been wrote down like my process during so that I could share it so perfectly with you guys. But I'm just gonna base it off my memory and how things transpired. Um Yeah. So New Wine, right, is the album that is a prayer slash worship live recording that I did November 10th, 2023. So now it's pretty much 2 years and a little bit of change later. That it's now coming out. It's about 14 tracks. It's meant to be played through. Like, you know, you find you skip through or whatever like that. Nah, this album is meant to be played back to back to back, all down the line. You'll see the big picture of it, and it all flows together. It was a complete prophetic album. There was no coming up with songs beforehand. It was all on the spot. I even thought in the process of doing it, I was like, do I want to like pre-plan these songs? Do I want to have a title and then just go with it, or do I want to have like a something to go by and then whatever? And it was like a back and forth thing, and I was just like, nah, I'm just gonna trust God on it. Um, Fast, pray, read the word, and I didn't really want to listen to too many things on the outside. I did listen to a couple different prayer slash worship EPs and albums and things like that. But for the most part, I didn't want to listen to that too much because I didn't want it to be somebody else's sound. I wanted it to be the sound that God needed to come out of me. So that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. So initially, and I'm gonna go off memory. Initially, I had an idea about doing a prayer slash worship album live recording thing. And it was like kind of like one of those like fleeting thoughts, like one of the thoughts that come in, and like, and you'll just feel like, all right, I think I'm supposed to do this, right? It's just a thought. You're like, I think God want me to do this. So it was in the middle of like transitioning. In a sense, I felt like I was kind of struggling when it came to rapping, general, I just felt like my heart was like being moved in a different way. And then I had recently started being the head intercessor of my church. I mean, of the church that I go to. So um, shout out to Salt Mine Church. So God was just developing me in intercession, and also like worship. I was just understanding worship on a different level and things like that. And it would be during, like, we have like prayer before um service started at 10. We have prayer at 9:45, and it would be me uh praying with Christian Lloyd on the piano. Shout out Christian Lloyd. Micah on the drums, Brendan on the guitar. And I just noticed like God would like birth out some type of music. Like it wouldn't just be just prayer. It would be a harp and bowl. It would be prayer and worship. It would be some type of sound that comes out during that time. And most of the time it happened, I was like, I think it's something there. Like I'm like, I think it's something there. Um, but it wasn't like a stone cold thing that was just like, all right, yeah, this is what I'm doing. It was kind of a wrestle back and forth because you got your this like I would be moving out of my comfort zone, to do something like I never did this. I never stood in front of a stage and led prayer slash worship for a whole live recording. We talking about hour to 2 hour recording, you know, compared to praying for like 15 minutes on stage. Like it's totally different, whatever like that. So it was really a trusting in the Lord. So I remember when the thought came, then I remember watching a John Bevere teaching, and he talked about new wine, right? And he was like, basically, the scripture, I believe it's Luke 5:37 through 39, where it talks about no one puts a new wine into the old wineskins, or else the new wine will burst, the wineskins will be spilled, and the wineskins will be ruined. So it was talking about not putting new wine into old wineskins. And your wineskins would be your vessel, and the new wine would be the new move of God, the Spirit. And just talked about just like a refreshing, like a new something new, and that resonated with me because I felt like God was moving me into a space of something new, and I just had to trust what He was doing. So I remember hearing that, and I talked to my wife about it. I was like, um, I feel like God want me to do this prayer slash worship like alive or something, like my wife was like, initially she was like, nah, I don't know, whatever like that. And I was like, bad, I like I'm like, I just feel like I'm supposed to be doing this. So um later on, once confirmation started flowing, she was like, oh, and she jumped right on board and just helped me to get this thing rolling. And she helped me a lot. So I thank my wife for helping me. Without her, I wouldn't have been able to do it. She helped with a ton of stuff, um, just making my job easier, and just praying for me, trusting in me, and just giving me the space that I needed to be able to um, let God move and everything like that. So um, she held me down for sure and continues to hold me down. So shout out to my wife, Alicia. Um, so I want to say confirmation happened. I was listening. It was a prophet, Joshua Giles, um, who was a well-known prophet and stuff like that, and somebody that I listened to, have been listening to. Um, he brought a word forth that's talked about the chauffeur and how God was raising up people to blow the shofar and all stuff about your voice and everything like that. And I'm just like, mm. And it was just like confirmation to me. I'm just like, yo, hold on. And then, okay, what was crazy was, okay, I heard the word, and then uh I want to say either I heard the word, I want to say I heard the word burst, or no. I think what happened was I got prophesied to, and then I heard the word after that. And it was like just double confirmation. I remember Micah, my boy Spencer was prophesying to me, and they were just literally like, man, that Sunday was so powerful. Like they were literally pouring into me and stuff like that. Like trust God and just allow for them to use your voice, and just they were just encouraging me. It was just a lot, and then I received that confirmation, but it was still a wrestle to try to get it done and stuff like that. So I remember we I went to Kingdom Foundations, and it was like a dope conference. Shout out to Embassy Church, and everybody that's a part of that. I went to that conference, and it was on fire, and it was some praying that would happen before service, and it would be the musicians would be behind the person praying, and it would just break out into like some prayer slash worship, some harp and bowl type thing. And Micah tapped me like, bro, this what you talked about, like, what's up? And I was like, I remember like during, even when he said that, I started like to be like, I know. And that was that push that I needed to get it done. um I remember just running it by him and asking him how I bring the idea to him, and he helped me. He was like, all right, well, you're gonna need singers, you're gonna need a couple singers behind you, um, to help you to bring out the sound and everything like that. And so got that down. And I just want to say thank you to Micah, because he like encouraged me throughout the process. And I told him like I'm in a space where I've never been in this space. I'm just trusting y'all to help me to just push this out. Like I'm leaning on y'all, and just teach me, just whatever like that. And he like encouraged me and helped me out a lot. So shout out to Micah. Um, and so end up pushing that out. I remember like leading up to it was a lot of praying, a lot of fasting, and shout out to Pastor Al, First Lady, for allowing me to uh, use the church, and have a night and just be able to fundraise, and things like that to meet the goal and things like that. So let me talk about that. So anyways, leading up to it, so I'm just gonna go here. I'm gonna do my shout outs first, because it's a lot and I don't want to miss anybody. Um, like I said, shout out to Micah. Micah helped me throughout the process. He's the drummer. My boy is on them drums. My boy go crazy, like anointed, man of God, who I love. Um, so he helped me a lot, encouraged me, checked me, um, helped me, everything. So I really appreciate Micah. Christian Lloyd. Shout out to my boy Christian Lloyd, engineer, producer, piano player. He played the keys. He mixed, master. He helped me throughout the process. Mixed, master, produced everything like that. So shout out to Lloyd for um, believing in the vision that I spoke to him, trusting in me, and teaming up with me and helping this vision come forth. So shout out to Christian Lloyd. Talented guy, talented on the piano, talented producer, everything. Like boy got an ear. So shout out to Lloyd. Um, and I know during the afterward thing, process was time, whatever like that. But shout out to my boy Lloyd for coming through and help pushing this joint out. Who else? Shout out to Dejan. Shout out to my boy Dejan. My used to be podcast partner, whatever like that. My boy, my brother, dude who always willing to come outside and help push something. Genuine dude, talented singer, talented writer, um, just a man of God, just amazing brother and things like that. Shout out to him for just coming along, come with the vision, bringing the vocals, trusting me, and praying for me and everything like that. Shout out to my boy Dejan, and shout out to Lexi. Shout out to Lexi for doing the background vocals, coming along, um, praying for me, um, trusting in my vision, helping me bring it through, singing, talented singer, and I'm just excited for what God is going to do in her, through her. She's a young woman of God who I've watched grow up, and I'm just excited about her journey and things like that. And yeah, she helped me. She was sung background vocals. Shout out to Christina Rimmer. Shout out to her. Like, um, Christina is the worship leader for Salt Mine Church, and she trusted me. Um, she helped me, encouraged me, and she just sung exactly what was needed. Um, at the time that it was needed. It was just crazy. It was a song on there that, man, it was just the background. And I just told her, like, I want you, whatever you hear, I want you to just sing it. And it just turned out really well. Shout out to her for just trusting in me. Um, it takes mm, it takes a level of trust and just humility to sing behind someone who um, don't usually do this, whatever like that. Who's doing something new and things like that, and like the fact that she was cool with it and wanted to help and trusted me and everything like that, and all of them, I'm like, it showed that, because I wouldn't want to be a part of nothing that wasn't going whatever. So it had to be a level of trust and things like that um, that they have for me, and just even taking the time out um, to do it and things like that. Who else, man? Shout out to Brendan, my homie Brendan. He played the guitar. Shout out to him. Brendan, we got the same birthday. Me and Brendan. Then been in the ring together, sparring and fighting, whatever like that. So we tight, you know, and stuff like that. Like we rock with each other and stuff like that. And he is an anointed man of God on the guitar, piano. My boy, he got an ear, and he brought forth exactly what was needed. And I told him, I said, I think I told Micah that we needed to work. I told Brendan that we needed to work, and we was gonna work, and it came to pass like that. And I didn't know that that was the way we was gonna work. I didn't know that it was gonna come to pass like that. I thought it was gonna be on some rapping or something, some type of something, but it came to pass. And I just shout out to him for trusting in me and getting behind me and just doing what God called him to do, things like that. And shout out to D Rock. don't know him personally, but he played the bass and he did his thing. Um, Shout out to Sean McCain. Shout out to Sean. Sean came through and engineered McLean. Shout out to Sean McLean. He came through and engineered the day of, and the day before came through sound check, engineered the day of, and just made sure that it sounded good, and made sure that it was easier for Christian Lloyd to take it and do what he needed to do to produce it and engineer and get it all right, things like that. So shout out to Sean. I think he was like towards the end, like a last minute type call and things like that. And he came through and did his thing. So I just thank him for trusting in me, as a new guy, to come engineer for and things like that. And uh, I was really humbled by the fact that people was down to work with me. Like, some people that been in the game or anything for years and things like that. So it just was was very like eye opening. And then even for people to come, people were excited, like about it, and I was like, y'all excited about it, like that's dope. But it also made me feel like, oh Lord, Lord, I need you to come through because I don't have it. If you don't show up, then these people gonna be looking at me and I'm be looking at them and it's gonna be all bad. So um it was just exciting, um leading up and things like that. And I think, oh, my boy Dre. Shout out to Dre. Dre came through with the video. I asked him, I'm say like last minute, could he record for me? Um, just set up the iPhone and record and things like that and watch and just make sure everything, get videos, whatever, get the videos for the recording. And he did his job, did some extra, and I just thank him for it. Shout out to my boy Dre, because I wouldn't have had no visuals if you ain't come through and do that. So shout out to you, um, and trying to think. Shout out to everybody who came. Oh my goodness! Shout out to everybody who came and supported. Man, shout out to y'all. Um, it was just that experience during that time was just amazing. I was just like, what? Just seeing the vision through, and it just came and just blew my mind. Just sounded good, felt good. I felt like it was the Lord. Lord was definitely in it, on it. So let me tell y'all, like, so during the process, I didn't know how much a live recording was. I just knew what the Lord told me to do. So once I did start getting dollar amounts, I was like, oh, but it was like I start seeing the favor of the Lord. Like, people would be like, you know what? Don't I'm good. I don't want you to pay me. Things like that. And I was just like, you short? Like, I'm trying, you whatever, like that. Like, nah, we good. Just handle the other stuff, whatever, like that. So I was like, all right, cool. And then I want to say, so my boy Lloyd, who was over the project, right? Engineer, produce it, whatever, like that. So he gave me a fee. I want to say it was 800. That's what it was, or was it? It was 900. 900, right? And I'm like, shoot, $900. I started off. I ain't have the money, whatever, like that. So I'm just thinking, like, all right, how am I gonna get this money, to do this project? And that's when my wife came in. She like, we gonna fund. I want to say Pastor might have gave me the idea to fundraise, and then my wife like took it, was like, all right, here, this is what we doing, do. And so every Sunday leading up to it, we would fundraise, nachos, ice cream, different things, whatever like that. We would fundraise, so we'd be in the back, so when service over, making stuff, whatever like that. And shout out everybody that helped. Can't remember everybody that helped, but shout out to y'all that helped with the fundraiser and things like that. I want to say Marley helped. Um, I'll say I'm not gonna start naming names because I might forget some. But shout out to y'all who helped. Shout out to y'all who got stuff. Helped supported the vision and things like that. So we were fundraising every Sunday. So I would, y'all know, like, so on Saturday I go to work. Then Sunday I'm usually off, no sleep, go to church, whatever like that. So I'm having to go to church. Then we doing a fundraiser. Then I'm having to go home, get some sleep, go back to work and stuff like that. So it was a lot leading up to it, but we were getting it done, whatever like that. So leading up to it, I want to say the last week, because it was kind of quick. I remember my wife talking. She was like, "Do you want to push it back?" And I was like, "No, I feel like I got to do it like now. Like it has to be done like now. Um, I don't want to push it back." So I remember leading up to it, we didn't have all the money. Um, I can't remember how much we needed, but we was going into the last week and the last fundraiser, and we were like, "Oh, we need this much" and stuff like that. And that last day, like God showed out. Like people sold um, extra, and I just had everything that I needed to pay Christian Lloyd, but also had to pay Sean because he came in and engineered, because I found out that we would need an engineer for that night and stuff like that. So he told me his amount, and Sean's up there, like, as far as like production wise, like he really does this thing. So shout out to Sean. Um, and I'm like, so he told me his amount. His amount was like 900, right? So that's 1,800, right? So that's 1,800 that I got to come up with, you know. And I'm like, all right. So when I say God met it, man. Like I didn't have to, um, I didn't have to pay people later on and things like that. I had the amount right then. Like, here you go, we good, and things like that. So I was able to take care of that, and that was just amazing. I really seen the hand of God, So I just want to encourage somebody. God may give you a vision that's bigger than you. Trust in the vision, and I don't care the dollar amount that it pop up and say. Like, if God give you the vision, He will see you through. He'll give you the ideas to get funding and things like that, and He'll have the people sow into what you're doing and things like that. People like literally like um who just sold into me, and it was like very very humbling experience. Excuse my little yeah, mess up thing, whatever, but we back to it. um so yeah, so when I say God provided for it, he really did his thing. um and after money was pretty much taken care of, I just had to took that off my back, and I just had to just lock in and just hear God on it leading up to it. Just continue to hear God, continue to trust God, and He came through with a amazing sound. I'm excited for you guys to listen to it, and hear it. Just hear what God has done. Um, so it wasn't pre-planned, completely prophetic. Um, Not one sound was, pre-planned. It just came out the way it came out. Um, like I said, 14 tracks, new wine. Um, it- and y'all gonna enjoy it. Y'all definitely gonna enjoy it. I've been listening to it for a minute. Just hearing it and just reflecting on a moment and things like that. And I'm just excited to be able to give this to you guys, to um, listen to and usher you into the presence of God, and allow for God to pour new wine on you. Allow for those who are only used to doing one thing to step out your comfort zone and do whatever the Spirit of God is leading you to do. You know, hop out the box and allow for God to be God and things like that. So I definitely can see uh, future projects being happen, future live recordings, and I just do it better as far as production, as far as everything. Just go to a different level. But I'm completely satisfied in what happened, and I know that this was nothing but God, because God's hand was all over it, and just orchestrating everything. Um, and it was just that. Shout out to my mama and my sister for being able to come and see what God was doing. Shout out to everybody who came. Like, I literally don't remember like everybody who came, um, like verbatim, whatever like that. But I do remember, like, select few, but it could. I'm pretty sure it could have been people in there that I didn't know was there and things like that. I remember going out, I want to say a couple weeks after, and somebody was like, "Hey, you remember I was at the live recording, whatever like that." It was a lady. She's like, "I was at the live recording. I just want to encourage you. Like, that was good. Like, keep going and stuff like that." And it was like I had never seen the person before, but it was just like encouragement, whatever like that. I'm just like, oh man. So I just know that this sound, that this project is not just going to be something for here. But the thing about when you do kingdom music is it goes forever. Like, this is a timeless music, timeless music and things like that. Um, and I'm just excited to be able to give y'all what the Lord gave me. So I give y'all the names of the tracks. We got um, the intro track. Want to say this is where I'm just telling y'all about the project, right? We got track 2 is the opening prayer. So when I start praying and um just calling on the Lord, and just submitting myself to His will, His way, and allowing for Him to flow through me. So that was the opening prayer. Third track is the Let It Run, one of my favorite tracks. Um, Actually, no. Before that is Let Every Idol Fall, and then it's Let It Run. So before that, Let Every Idol Fall. And it's just about pulling down every idol. Let every idol fall. Any idols in our hearts, anything that we put before the Lord, let it fall. Let Him be on the throne of our hearts and things like that. Then we gotta let it run. And I was just talking about a prophetic river of God to just run in the house. Let it run. Let it run. And that was that one. And then it went to I want to say the Redeemer. Then went to the Redeemer, which talked about God being a redeemer and redeeming us, and such powerful just exaltation of the Lord. Um, and then I want to say the track after that is um, He died for us. It's talking about how Jesus died for us, and that was just um, a track where I'm full fledged worshiping. Um, then after that, and I'm just going off memory. After that is what's after that one? have for us. I want to say first fruit, new wine. Yeah. So it's like new wine, first fruit, and it's funny because new wine was actually a track that um, the sound is actually one that I was thinking about rehearsing. Like when I thought of that sound beforehand, I was like, Lord, should I try to pre-plan this one? But I didn't. But it still ended up coming out, and that's why it's good to have people who pray and who are connected with you and things like that. Because God literally had um, Minister Christina bring out that sound, talking about new wine, and it just it just flowed, and it was just amazing. I had fun. I had fun during this time. Of the experience just taught me a lot. I had so much fun. I had so much fun. I just first leading up to it, I was nervous and things like that. But it was like the day, like rehearsal, the rehearsal day. That's literally when God began to just help me just get over that. I just allowed for whatever song God gave me during rehearsal to come out, and it just freed me. And I was like, okay, yeah, there we go. And day of, I remember during it. So we had started, and I started doing a good. I did a cold intro, right? Did a cold intro, and then it was like, oh, we got to redo that. I'm like, redo it. And then I remember Minister Christina was like, oh yeah, this happens sometimes, whatever like that. That's a normal thing. And I was like, all right, bet. And then I just redid it over. But I appreciate her for telling me that and stuff like that. That's why it's good to have experienced people um, around you to help you when you're inexperienced, to help you with the process and just let you know, like, yeah, that's normal and stuff like that. So I remember having to re-record that, um, and we got to it. We had no hiccups after that, but um, that was just all the Lord. And like, and shout out to y'all for being patient with me, because like I said, it's a process. It's a process. The after effect, getting the recording, getting the mix and mastering down, and shout out to my boy Christian Lloyd, um, because I believe that we learned how to better work with each other and things like that, things to do in the future and things like that, and we got it done and things like that, and I'm just excited about what God is doing, the sound that He allowed to be birthed out. I've been sitting on this for a little minute, and I believe the time is now to release it. I believe you guys are gonna enjoy it, and just see and hear the Lord. So I'm gonna bring forth visuals, a couple videos from the live recording. I'm gonna bring forth, and then even like I'm gonna probably ask uh, what songs, what people want to see the visuals to. Because I do got two. I Let It Run is one, because that's like one of my favorite songs, and then You Die for Us is two that I have the video already ready. But I'll see what other ones do people want to see the visuals for, and I'll come up with those. Um, and then um, working on some merch. So we're gonna release some merch for you guys to buy and support of the album. Just to help promote the album, just to help to have some visuals for the album and things like that. So I'm be posting those, and you guys can come buy and wear it and rock it. I'm gonna wear it and rock it, and it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. So shout out to y'all who came out. Shout out to those who shared, supported, liked, commented, encouraged me. Shout out to y'all, man. I could not do anything without you guys. Shout out to y'all prayers. Shout out to y'all just getting behind me. And I just thank y'all for trusting me. Shout out to Angie. Angie said she been waiting so long for the album, and I finally able to release it. Um, so shout out to her. Shout out to those who've been waiting patiently. Shout out to my boy Spencer. Shout out my boy Dave. Shout out to all y'all, man. But I just wanted to come on here and just talk about the new Wine project that's dropping Friday, 18th, April 18th. Go get it, April 18th on all streaming platforms. That's Spotify, that's YouTube, that's Apple Music, that's Google Play, that's all them little streaming platforms. Go get it. April 18th, go get it. And this day that this drops, you can literally go purchase it. You can literally go get it, go listen to it, and just hear what God has done. So I just thank y'all for supporting me. I'm allowed for this momentum not to die, but carry this on to more and more projects, more and more things that needs to be done, and bring y'all consistent podcasts. Cause shout out to Lily for checking me. She like, I didn't see no pods on the on Facebook. I didn't. So I was like, yeah, I didn't put out nothing. So I wanted to make sure that I did put out something and just stay consistent with it. Um, because if you are um, a steward over the little, God will make you a steward over the many more and things like that. So I just want to steward my platform correctly and just be a light and just encourage somebody to step out, trust God, and allow for God to be God. So, man, go get that new wine, man. Go get that new wine, man. But it's gonna be lit, man. It's gonna be lit. So I'm just excited for what God is doing, what He is doing. So, like I said, I can't say no more. Go get it, and you can also get Bridging the Gap EP, Hope Medicine, first album ever. I put that out in 2018, and Bridging the Gap came out in 2019, and this is my next project coming out in 2025. Dang, that's crazy. But all right, I won't have that many splits in between. I got y'all. I definitely got y'all. But I'm telling you, this is well worth it. Y'all gonna love it. Y'all gonna enjoy it. Just let me know. Let me know how y'all feel. And just thank y'all for tuning into the podcast, tuning into what I do. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Giving me your time. And I just thank y'all for being y'all. I just want to encourage y'all. Do what the Lord called you to do. Be obedient. Trust the Lord. Write the vision. Make it plain. And make it happen. Make it happen. No excuses. So I'm out of here. Like I said, like, share, comment, push this out. Make sure you go get the album Hope Medicine. Go get the album New Wine on all streaming platforms. Thank y'all.